if it is not goofy, corny, entertaining, or brain rot, then they're not gonna watch it. This is like the modern people's mentality toward social media, whether it is like short form or long form content. I happen to see one video on like YouTube. It is like a random guy licking on like Mr. Beast like wallpaper for an hour. It got like 40K views. Or just in general, you would see like some memes on like TikTok. It got like so viral. I don't know, like, and got to 10 like million likes. Man, like, people don't want to think or do anything productive anymore. I mean, of course, like, you're trying to entertain yourself, having fun, pursuing hedonism. Of course, it's fine, but yesterday I talked with like my friends. Literally, bro, like they have no idea about anything at all. The only thing that they were talking about is about like guys that they were dating. And I asked her that like, so are you guys in a relationship or not? And she said like, I have no idea. Like, bro, how can you say you have no idea? She said like they've been together for 3 months and she feels nothing like to him. It's just like attachment. So I recommend her to like break up with him since it is unnecessary to keep going with when you don't love him or you realize that like you don't love him and he doesn't even like love her. It's not his fault, by the way, like it is hers if you want to blame anyone, since he had told her beforehand before deciding to like date in the first place that he was figuring out about like himself, his life, etc. But she kind of forced herself to be in that position, and consequently, after that, like a few months, meaning that like now, she's miserable. And man, like there's so many things that you can focus on. I told her that like if you want to find like true love, bro, like you can find it like better than this if you actually want one. Seriously, like average people, they're not even smart, but the reason why we feel like we are dumb, unintelligent, or not as much as others, like those top students or like genius, because social media, most of the time when we see people online, influencers every day, and we thought that like, damn, these are like people on average that I see. I'm not saying that you said that like, literally or you think like that consciously, but you psychologically you kind of like feel that these people are the representation of people in general, like in your city, in your country, but in reality it's not. But we often see the best side or the greatest influencers, the most persuasive ones, and we thought that like, damn, my levels is not even close with them. So consequently, you're thinking about yourself too low, which is not true at all. Like I swear to you. Or even when you see like people on social media, like in the comment section and stuff, you would see that there would be like some quote unquote genius trying to correct others or like arguing back and forth. I don't know, you get what I mean. And then you think that like, damn, even people who are not content creators, they're still like smart. So it is logical to conclude that like there are so many people who are really smart, out there that you are nowhere near them. Of course, like it is logical, but don't forget that it is just like one video in that comment section, and you don't even know whether they actually know about it or not. They can just like Google or Chat GPT and then just, post it in like a comment section, etc. So you can't really trust anyone. I mean, if you have critical like thinking skills, you wouldn't be easily lied or exploited. I mean, I just talked about it in the last video. So, but on average, bro, like, man, I don't want to talk about that much, but I just can't believe it that people are interested in some low IQ, like dumb takes, since it is easier when it is like black and white, you know. For instance, like the right wing like is bad, the left wing is correct. But in reality, it is more nuanced than that. That some right wing, they are, you know, maybe like their political stance might correspond to the left more, but the reason why they chose to be like on the right because there is only like one policy that they prioritize most, which is why they choose this one. It is more nuanced. You can see it right here that there would be so many people like in the middle, or as I said, it is more nuanced, but people don't want to uh care about like the detail much since it requires mental effort. You need to understand like every detail. Imagine like a route. Like from this, like going from here and then here. It is easier than like if you were to just choose like left or like right. It would be way easier, right? That's why like people just like, nah, man, I'm just gonna choose the easiest path, whatever that I don't have to do the work. Say I'm gonna do that. I have no idea. And one day, as I said, I don't know if have said before, but it will lead you to your demise in the future. Of course, like right now, you don't see like immediate hazard since nobody is like uh trying to like strangle or like put a gun in front of you or anything. So you don't feel the need to improve yourself or be more critical or informed, whatever that you want to define it. So people are just like chilling, nowadays they don't have to go to wars anymore. Man, like it's fucked up. Back then people were thinking about survival only, but nowadays people don't think at all. Like the meaning in life, nah, I don't care. It is either going to be like nihilism or hedonism. Um I'm just going to happy like maxing. So just go around, do whatever I want, like sleep around, exploit people, lie to people, control people, drinking, scamming, like whatever. You see it right here. I just can't believe it. Like people just people are too reckless, I would say. Because right now, like there's nothing. I mean, I would say that it has gone like south for a while, like the job market, dating market, what else? Loneliness epidemic. I mean, name one thing that is good nowadays. You gotta be like the top 0.0001% in order to be successful nowadays. Really, you gotta like be professional, you have to be skillful, you have to know so many things, you gotta be versatile. Otherwise, you might not be able to like survive on a daily basis. 9 to 5 jobs nowadays, they don't even pay you enough to like live on daily basis, about like, your uh apartment rent or like your car, your food, your bills. Wow. You're not gonna have like some savings left. That is one thing for sure. So, man, like everything is so stressful, yet people usually like it is people who are either still like in school or just like in the early stage of their first job, they're still like, I mean, like, I even though I live paycheck to paycheck, but one day I'm going to be successful, but then every time when they go home, just like they would be slacking off, maybe like calling their girlfriend, their boyfriend, wasting their time. And then when are they going to wake up? How fucked up their life, you know? It might be too late when they're like 30, 40, looking back at like, damn, I should have read more books. I should have studied that. I should have cultivated a skill set in order to monetize like my skills. Because to me, I always think that like since I have made countless mistakes in the past and I don't want to feel guilty again, even though I get like zero views, but at least I got experiences. So at least it would be useful like to me. At least I do something and that is enough. I don't need to prove anyone wrong. I just need to prove to myself that I'm not giving up and that's all like that matters. And I think that is pretty much overall people just like don't think anymore, just living their life, don't care about anything, watching some dumb memes. They love like, gossiping and like I mean they're prying too much, when somebody's uh like breaking up with their partner, they want to like know every single detail. Did the guy, cheat on her wife or something and read all of the comments? Bro, if you study like, about your what like something that you were if you were to like study like that, or like research something that deep like that, then I bet that you would be more knowledgeable already. I mean, my mom often says that, by the way, like, because back then I was addicted to playing video games, and he said it like, if you are obsessed with uh studying like that, you would be extremely intelligent. But I I responded like, yeah, I know, but I just love playing video games. It is my life, I mean, it's fun, I made a video about it, how I quit playing video games after editing. It was like 10 years of addiction. It was hard. Like literally it was, half of me. As if like if you were to like take away my like games, I would have nothing left. Merely like just this body alone. I don't know who I am. That's it. Just like another normal individual. So yeah, I think that's pretty much overall, like for real now. So I hope that people like wake up anytime soon before it is too late. Since don't forget that like those dumbass like brain rot content, it doesn't help you anything in life. Of course, like I'm not saying that you should not consume it at all, but seriously, people just care about these things too much. So, but at the end of the day, it's like your call. If you want to live your life like that, then go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video.